Hi, everybody, and welcome to episode 8.
Whoa. Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 8 of the 3&6 podcast. Today, we're going to be talking about web health. What's web health, Tris? Because I don't think anybody's going to have heard of this.
Well, Ben, I'm glad you asked.
I'm glad you
asked, Dave. No, web health is a really interesting topic, and I think it's something that is hugely missed in the hotel industry. I think, given the way that the hotel industry has grown, certainly around digital marketing, we tend to find that the overall responsibility of a website and how somebody actually looks after a website is very, very much missed. It's kind of lost between the cracks. An agency doesn't necessarily pick it up if you're just doing PPC and SEO, maybe a bit of content in there. They all seem to be very separate services there. They're not all combined. Hotels or hospitality management groups don't have enough time to actually give it the attention that it needs when they've got multiple properties to look at, or they haven't got the resources, or they haven't got the expertise. Really, for me, web health is somebody who's going to own the conversion rate, the output of that website. How can you get more out of that website? How can you do more with that, with the traffic they're actually getting to your website? So it's a collection of disciplines for me. It's not just, hey, I'm doing a bit of SEO here and I'm driving some PPC there. No, it's conversion rate optimization. It's looking at how can I squeeze 0.1 more on my conversion rate in Google Analytics. Easy for me to say. But because at the end of the day, if you get that higher conversion rate with the same amount of traffic, that means you've got more money coming in, more direct bookings. It's your SEO, it's your user experience, it's all linked with web maintenance as well. So you really should be playing around, adding new things to the website, adding fresh content, lots of fresh content, and A/B testing the living daylights out of the flow that people go and how they get into your website.
Okay. So it's basically a collection of services under one umbrella, like making sure that somebody has their eyes on the site, that SEO, conversion rate optimization, and the maintenance, security, making sure the platform's updated. It's a holistic approach.
Oh, I knew you were going to say that.
Holistic. Is it on your bingo card for the...
Yeah.
We should have podcast bingo, actually.
Oh, we should have podcast bingo.
That would be really good for next time. I'll have my 9 words and you can have your 9 words.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know who would win there.
Well, we'll find out in next episode.
Episode 9.
Episode 9.
Podcast bingo.
Podcast bingo.
Yeah, I think it is a holistic approach. It really is. Instead of just like siloing services, I'm just doing SEO, I'm just doing PPC, I'm just writing a blog article or whatever it may be. It's actually how you stitch all of those together.
Okay. And do you think this is missing from the traditional ways that agencies approach web offerings? Do you think you mentioned falling through the cracks, like nobody has particular responsibility for A/B testing and conversion rate optimization, especially if your agency, if your web vendor isn't your marketing vendor. So you've perhaps bought a website from agency X, you have agency Y doing your organic, and agency Z or Z doing your paid media.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you've hit the nail on the head there. And a lot of it comes from the industry itself. Like we know in other industries, the primary channel that people actually get, bookings or conversions or purchases or whatever it's going to be is through their own website. Whereas in the hotel industry, it might not necessarily be so in every case. So because of that, there's not enough budget, there's not enough time, there's not enough effort, there's not enough thought that actually goes into it. Typically, we would see, in-house experts living, eating, sleeping, and breathing the website, whereas hospitality management groups and hotel side, they've got about 10 other caps to wear. Yeah. There's just no way they could do it. Yeah. So these cracks are getting wider, and things like this are falling through as agencies are providing services that they actually want. So, I need SEO. Tick. There we go. We got it. Well, actually, it's a bit more than what you need.
You're right. I don't think initially people understand about CRO and about the impact of it. If you put a website out and it's beautiful, it looks fantastic, and you're sending paid traffic there, it costs you're sending organic traffic there, but the experience once you're there isn't ideal. If you are surrounded, if you're overwhelmed by pop-ups, things popping up and sliding on and exit intent, and we have the lowest price here, slidey, and it's a minefield to navigate your way through, you're going to see a hit in those conversion rates. You're going to see drop off in the user journeys. You'll see where they drop off on the pages through analytics. And there's really easy wins, but usually, broadly speaking, nobody has their eye on that. People will look at the conversion rate and say it's down. It's down 2%.
Bad thing.
And everyone goes,
bad agency.
Terrible. So who's looking at that? Well, not I, said the agency, because I've done my work.
Yeah, you're not paying me to do that work.
Not I, says the revenue manager, because it's not my responsibility. Not I, said the VP of e-commerce, who doesn't really know the first thing about that. Yeah, so I think holistically, from 3&6 perspective, web health is owning the overall production of the website.
Yeah, and then doing something to make it better. And you hit the nail on the head there when you mentioned about the pop-ups. I think a lot of these services and companies where pop-ups have been created is because they're servicing a need that is missing, which is web health. If somebody was looking at the website and had that user flow in really optimized, guiding traffic through properly, giving them the right information at the right time with the right messaging, there's no need for a pop-up or a slide-in or whatever the heck you want to call it. It's just they exist now because most websites aren't being serviced and they're not looking at that. It's just fundamentally missed in the hotel world.
And and you can say that about a lot of sort of plugins that they shouldn't be plugged in. They should form part of the core offering of a site, I guess. And things might be a lot smoother, a lot more aesthetically pleasing than having things. It's a pet hate of mine. It really is.
Well, pop-ups.
The worst one is exit intent. If I want to leave a site, I'm pretty sure I've mentioned this on this very same podcast before. How dare you? How dare you?
Yeah, but you just don't like being told what to do, full stop.
Don't you tell me what I do or do not like being told. Okay?
That faceless one, you have to step in.
Okay?
Yeah.
Because we'll cut this right now.
Should we take this outside?
That was on my bingo card. Should we take this outside? It's also about taking responsibility for the relevance and keeping content fresh. So you've spoken extensively before about
many things,
about organic strategies, about making sure that we are putting relevant content and that sites have relevant content on it, not just content for content's sake, because you can smell that a mile off.
Yeah. Hello, ChatGPT, write me a blog article.
Yeah.
There it is.
Top 3 fish dishes in Ohio.
Yeah.
Not a lot of search volume for that. But look, we've got an article out. So
yeah, it would be top 3 lasagna dishes, though, wouldn't it?
It would be top 3 lasagna dishes.
Which is just 3 lasagna dishes, which
essentially one lasagna.
One
And thank you for, again, that's the point. No matter how many lasagnas you have, you essentially have one lasagna.
It's okay, Garfield.
Infinite food.
Yeah.
But the whole point of the web health provision that we put forward is owning the content, is owning the relevancy of that, the optimization, the maintenance, and general overall health of the site, which I think is something that's missing from a lot of agencies today.
Yeah, absolutely.
Lovely stuff. Okay. So that's web health. If you need your jabs, if you need your immunization, maybe even triaging by this lovely man here, give us a call and we'll do our very best.